You know that feeling. You have an important task due tomorrow. You tell yourself, I'll start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes becomes 30. 30 becomes 3 hours. Suddenly you're reorganizing your desk, watching cooking videos, or somehow learning how penguins propose to each other. And then comes the guilt. So why do we keep procrastinating, even when we know it's hurting us? It turns out procrastination isn't about being lazy. It's about psychology. Today, we're diving into the science behind procrastination, why your brain tricks you into delaying important work, and how you can finally break the cycle. Let's get started. 1. What procrastination really is. Most people think procrastination means poor time management, but psychologists disagree. Procrastination is the voluntary delay of an important task, despite knowing that the delay will probably make things worse. Notice something interesting. It's not that you can't do the task. It's that your brain chooses not to. And that choice usually isn't logical. It's emotional. When we face a difficult task, our brain asks a simple question. How do I feel about doing this right now? If the answer is bored, overwhelmed, confused, anxious, afraid of failing, our brain immediately starts looking for something that feels better. That's why checking Instagram suddenly feels incredibly important. Your brain isn't maximizing productivity. It's minimizing discomfort. 2. Your brain loves immediate rewards. Imagine you have 2 choices. Choice A. Spend 2 hours writing a report. Choice B. Watch funny videos that make you laugh instantly. Your brain is heavily biased toward the second option. Why? Because of something psychologists call present bias. Humans naturally value immediate rewards much more than future rewards. The benefits of studying today don't arrive until next week's exam. The benefits of exercising don't show up tomorrow morning. The benefits of saving money might take years. But social media, instant entertainment, instant dopamine, instant reward. Our brains evolved in environments where immediate rewards helped us survive. Unfortunately, modern life is filled with endless instant gratification. Your phone is basically a dopamine vending machine. 3. The emotional side of procrastination. Here's something surprising. Research suggests procrastination has more to do with emotional regulation than time management. When a task makes us anxious, stressed, or insecure, avoiding it gives temporary relief. That relief feels rewarding. So our brain learns. If this task makes me uncomfortable, avoid it. This creates a dangerous cycle. Task appears. Negative emotion. Avoid task. Feel temporary relief. Deadline gets closer. Stress increases. Avoid even more. Sound familiar? Eventually, the deadline becomes so urgent that fear finally outweighs avoidance. That's why many people suddenly become incredibly productive the night before something is due. It's not because they discovered motivation. It's because panic took over. 4. Fear of failure. Sometimes procrastination isn't about laziness at all. It's about perfectionism. Think about it. If you never start, you never fail. People who fear making mistakes often delay beginning because starting means risking imperfection. Ironically, this creates the exact outcome they're trying to avoid. Poor work, missed deadlines, lower performance. Psychologists sometimes call this self-handicapping. By procrastinating, people create an excuse. If I had started earlier, I would have done better. The unfinished work protects their self-esteem. But over time, it damages confidence instead. 5. Why motivation doesn't work. One of the biggest myths about productivity is this. I'll do it when I feel motivated. The problem: motivation usually comes after action, not before it. Think about exercising. Most people don't wake up excited for a workout. But once they begin, energy increases, mood improves, momentum builds. The same happens with studying, writing, coding, cleaning, almost everything. Action creates motivation. Waiting for motivation often creates more waiting. 6. The science of beating procrastination. So how do we actually stop procrastinating? Here are a few strategies backed by psychology. 1. Make the task ridiculously small. Instead of saying, "I need to write my essay," tell yourself, "I'm going to write one sentence." Starting is usually the hardest part. Once you're moving, continuing becomes much easier. 2. Use the 5-minute rule. Promise yourself you'll work for just 5 minutes. That's it. If you still want to quit afterward, you can. Most of the time, you'll keep going, because getting started breaks the mental resistance. 3. Remove temptation. Willpower isn't infinite. Environment matters. If your phone keeps distracting you, put it in another room. If YouTube distracts you, block it temporarily. Successful people don't necessarily have stronger self-control. They often have better environments. 4. Focus on progress, not perfection. Finished beats perfect. Every single time. Your first draft doesn't have to be amazing. It just has to exist. You can't improve something that was never started. 5. Be kind to yourself. Ironically, people who constantly beat themselves up for procrastinating often procrastinate even more. Self-compassion reduces shame. Less shame means less avoidance. Instead of saying, "I'm so lazy," try, "I struggled today. Tomorrow I'll start with one small step." That small mindset shift can make a huge difference. 7. Why we repeat the cycle. Even after finishing a task, many people promise themselves they'll never procrastinate again. But then, the next assignment arrives, and the cycle starts over. Why? Because the brain remembers the relief from avoiding discomfort. Breaking procrastination isn't about becoming perfectly disciplined. It's about teaching your brain that starting isn't dangerous. The more often you begin despite discomfort, the easier beginning becomes, like building a muscle. So here's the big takeaway. Procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's not proof that you're lazy. It's your brain trying to protect you from uncomfortable emotions, even when that protection creates bigger problems later. The next time you catch yourself putting something off, don't ask, "How do I get more motivated?" Ask, "What's making this task feel uncomfortable?" Then make the first step so small that it's almost impossible not to do it. Because the hardest part of any task is simply beginning. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, consider liking the video and subscribing for more content on psychology, productivity, and how the human mind works. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.